Another popular mode is target practice. This will be found under the practice tab, and this gives us the option of setting up course-like shots and being able to hit them on a repetitive basis. We'll launch it here. Once we've selected our TrackMan profile, we'll be brought to the initial screen where we can choose a yardage and a target. Now, these are the preset ones, but eventually, after choosing the first one, we can customize it to our liking. So we will go ahead and elect a 130-yard shot to begin with. Now, should we want to change it from this, we are more than welcome to move it around by simply selecting a different target to hit to, and these are all the different pins we can go for. And we may also change where the ball is located. So if we want to set up a different angle, say we don't want to have to go over the water or over a bunker, we can choose a different location. Now, being familiar with this range, all the alternative positions are chosen using this map or even clicking on the screen over here, but the map is best as it gives us a clear indication as to where we're hitting from, what we're hitting over or around. And so on this one, I'm backing it up to a portion of a fairway where we can hit to this target. And once we find a place that we like, we can simply click Done. Now, as we would see within the virtual rounds of golf, we have two windows that will give us the conditions of the shot. We can see the lie, the distance, elevation change, those effects on the power and the spin rates. We can see the club selection, and then of course more details of wind, undulation, and other aspects of distance on the right. We can always change what we're aiming at using this aerial view. We can see the change in the numbers as well. Again, recall wind is in this top left corner here. Should you want more details concerning your shot, you can do an aerial view of it or even around the green. And to see the undulation, you can hit the grid button, blue being the low point, red, orange being the high points, the elevated points of the green. And if you want extra clarification on where we're aimed, what our target is, you can hit this bottom button, this tag, and that'll show you briefly the distance to the target. Now, to change clubs, you can click here and be given this menu. We don't really need to change the clubs though. It's not going to affect the ball flight. However, if you were, for instance, to putt a ball from off the green or you wanted to putt on the green, you would need to select the putter. On the left, you'll notice 8 metrics. These are customizable, and at any time you want to see different numbers, you can click on them, and you can always add or remove. But recall that there is a maximum of 8. So if you want to add something, you will have to initially remove something. So say for instance we're not too interested in ball speed, but we would like to know where the ball ends up in relationship to the pin. We can click on the button there, save and close, and we are ready to resume our shots. Again, there is really no limitation on where we can hit to or from. We can change targets and positions at will. Obviously, you can't put yourself in a hazard, but you could even certainly put yourself in the position like the trees, the bunkers, and so on and so forth. To continue to scale back from the target, say you wanted to go further away, obviously this map doesn't expand any more than this, but you would just keep on clicking the outer edges of the aerial view to see that back up until you get to an ideal position or yardage. Now the final bit of adjustability here is that we can actually change the wind. There is a button here near the wind reading. If you click on it, you can determine its intensity and its direction. And you will see a change to the visuals. If you look here, notice how as I increase the number, you can see the trees start to blow around. Again, entirely customizable. The other aspects, such as the green speed and so on, those are not adjustable. If you go to the menu in here, you can see those are locked. And if you wanted to change the view of your shots, these things you can do, but are largely irrelevant for our use of this app. Now, should you want to leave it at any time, just click on that TrackMan button and you can quit the game. This will take you back to the original menu. This is great just for practicing shots and also as a helpful warm-up before a round. So just a quick example of how this works. We have a target set up. You'll see the metrics on that shot to the left, and you may hit the same shot all over again. This is target practice.